It's the Ghetto Flower. We're here with very, very special guests, multi-faceted talent, Finesse Fest.
Nice doing, Fest. I'm good, bro.
Nice
happy
to
be here.
find. Yeah, exactly. Nice to finally get you in here, man. We're gonna talk about everything, bro. For real, for real.
Please.
I'll hit you with the first question we always ask everybody that comes in here. So when did you start like actually getting into music?
Man, I mean, you know, most people gonna be man since my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, but like I really got into music through party promoting.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped out of high school at the age of 17. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be an artist manager in high school. And so right after high school, I started going downtown around the college scene. And I really just started like promoting parties with a couple of homies, like around Columbia. This was around 2011, 2010. And, you know what I'm saying? Into the party scene, I met a lot of DJs. You know what I'm saying? I was still promoting my homies that was rapping and stuff at the time. And, you know what I'm saying? The DJs, my homie Els, he's Lil Dicky's DJ now.
Mm-hmm.
But Els and 25th Hour, they were the main DJs we was booking at the clubs. And they was like, man, you got to get on this too. Cause I was kind of like, I wasn't no dancing ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'd be at the parties just chilling. So I'd be behind the DJ booth or whatever, chilling. And I'm just watching the crowd control and how they, you know what I'm saying? Like really controlling the entire event through their curation, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, this is crazy. And I had a crazy music taste, in my opinion, at the time. So I'm like, all right, let me see what's to it. So 2014 is when I really, really got into it. And, you know what I'm saying? My first DJ name was Professor Finesse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't DJ Professor Finesse, it was just flat out Professor Finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Then it transitioned over time, Finesse the DJ. Then it became Finesse Fest. And, you know, I still study like the music business side of stuff like that. So like when it came to like marketing myself as a DJ, I treated myself like the artist. And, you know, I really got into branding and marketing, and I kind of found my stamp. Because when I said the name Finesse Fest to people, it sounded like a place or an event, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, which was kind of on purpose. I wanted it to be like a we thing, because Finesse Fest, when you think of a Finesse Fest, a festival is a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a big community person when it comes to my friendships and how I work with business. So, you know what I'm saying? Finesse Fest is everybody that I fuck with. You're Finesse Fest, I'm Finesse Fest. My people here with me, they Finesse Fest, because it's like they're all a part of my universe, I guess you could call it, from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be anywhere without my people that allow me to, you know, that come out to my events and support me, who buy a hat, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of went on a tangent a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that's the name thing, and that's how I got into the DJing and the music kind of realm.
That's a great story, man. For real, for real.
Thank you, bro.
But when did you, because you said you were, what were you listening to back then? Because you said you was listening to something. You had like a really crazy taste in music.
I mean, it wasn't crazy. It was just like, you know, I was into I guess you'd call it the backpack type of music. Back then you had Lupe, Kanye, Pharrell, you know what I'm saying, Cool Kids, all the dudes that was coming up around that time in Chicago, like Mickey Halstead and, you know what I'm saying, all them people. And then I was also into soul. I came up on jazz, like that's all I listened to when I was a kid, like from the age of being born. My mom put headphones on her stomach while I was in her stomach and blasted jazz music. So I was really into like instrumentals and like, so that part of production and music, you know, I was really into that. So, yeah.
So that really expanded your ear into, you know, it kind of
definitely
fell into your lap once you was party.
I feel like I listen to music different just because I'm worried about the production before I'm worried about the lyrics. And that's what allowed me to understand DJing easier, because you could blend. I'm listening to the count of it, you know what I'm saying? It's like math for real. So it's like I'm hearing that and I'm counting the beat and I'm able to blend the next song in my head before I even play it, you know what I'm saying? Then it's just a feeling. But that's what the music kind of takes it. It's kind of, I'm a real analytical kind of guy. So, counting in the music, it all kind of meshed together and ended up with me DJing and ended up producing too a little bit.
I feel you, definitely. So like, what era of music do you think like really influenced you?
80s. I like 80s. Like I like Phil Collins and Cameo, and I like a lot of 80s, 90s, the Jazz Masters. Who else? There's a lot of people. Erykah Badu, of course. You know what I'm saying. A lot of that. Kanye, definitely. Kanye is one of my biggest influences in hip hop. Like straight up, like I damn near feel like I'm Kanye type shit. Like, I study that nigga, man.
Like he for real is, insane, man. Insane. Still to this day.
To this day.
Still to
Genius.
this day.
Everything you could go back on his interviews and everything he done said, he's done it.
No, for real. No lie.
You're watching it unfold like currently as you watching him say it back in 2013 or some shit. It's like, damn, like he's really getting to every single thing he said he was gonna do.
I feel you. Like, why do you gravitate towards him the most?
I don't know. People said I looked like him a little bit in high school. This shit was funny as hell. I had this kind of like high top situation going on in high school. It was funny as hell. But no, like the way he dressed, I feel like he was just coming about everything different from his style of production, the way he dressed. You know what I'm saying? And sonically, his music was just like what he talked about. I felt like when I was like 11, 12 years old listening to him, I could get away with listening to him. My mama wouldn't tweak on me, you know what I'm saying? Because he had a little bit of content to him. But, you know what I'm saying? So I was really fucking with him in like grammar school and shit like that. Because I could.
I feel you, definitely. So like, going back to DJing, so when was that like time like you knew you was like nice at the shit?
Well, like 2013 is when I really like started doing like kickbacks for like $50 type shit. Cause like my other homies that promoted events and shit along with me back then, half of them trusted me on the music taste. The other half was like, nah, he ain't ready yet. So they tried to kind of not hold me back, but just like not put me on the forefront of the events. So I kind of like, I was like, all right, let me do my own events. But I don't know, I feel like 2015 was the first time I went down to Atlanta. And it was my first time out of the city doing what I love, because I love DJing. It was my little hobby at the time, but it came from somewhere else. It was more of a passion. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm down here doing my thing in Atlanta. I went to Follies for the first time. First time in the strip club too. And I'm like, damn, it's a white dude up there DJing. He turning this bitch up. And so I always tell people this story. So the club had like this kind of S kind of stage. So it was like a thin stage, but it kind of swirled like an S type shit throughout the whole room. So I'm in the back left corner, and we sat down, we chilling, and the whole room turned red. All of the girls kind of scurried to the back. I'm like, all right, what the fuck going on? Alarm going off. DJ like, welcome to Follies on Friday night. I am DJ, whatever the fuck my name is, and da-da-da-da-da. And he turning the fuck up, and then next thing you know, they did a countdown. The lights, as soon as they got to zero, the lights turned green. All the girls came out, and they was like standing on the stage. They kind of lined up, and they was like, players, make your choices. They said some shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They auctioning these bitches up. And so so they all lined up. Motherfuckers like got their money in their hand. They, all right, cool. I'm fucking with her. Why, bam, yeah. So then the lights start flickering. And then the next thing you know, this is like October. I was down there for A3C. And so it's like October. Really on the Plug just came out, Future and Drake, that What a Time to Be Alive. So the lights start flickering, the beat drop, this shit crazy. And everybody started throwing money. It was just crazy. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, man, I want to do this shit for the rest of my life. And then 2017, I quit my job. January 6th was my last day of work. And I went out to LA. And then I ended up going on tour with Raven Lene and No Name.
Mm-hmm.
And then toured that half of the year. And then we ended up going on tour with SZA and for the Control tour. And I became the DJ for that. That shit was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, but I had a lot of moments where it was like, all right, this is why. And this is what I want to do type shit. But that tour shit definitely like being like quitting my job and not knowing that this is what I want to do and this is all I'm gonna do. And then next thing you know, the opportunity lands in my lap and I'm like, damn. And me and Raven, we share the same birthday. It's kind of crazy. So we was on tour and doing shows in New York. We opened up for what's his name? Six Black or Black.
Yeah.
So we opened up for him like 2 days before our birthday, and we had a steak dinner after that. It was cracking, and I don't know. It was just a lot of crazy ass moments, but yeah.
That's what's up. How was tour life since we're on the topic?
Man, tour was bustling, but it's like you gotta know who you on tour with, and based on what you trying to do on tour, somebody else might not be on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I kind of found myself in the hotel after the show by myself type shit, watching Ed, and Eddie, wishing I could get high. Actually, you know what's funny? I'm lying. I wasn't even smoking at the time. I didn't start smoking till 2017 when we was on tour. What's his name? SZA and Smino. And Smino passed me the blunt for the first time. That's when I started smoking. Right when I got home, after I hit the blunt, I'm like, shit. My homies rolled some shit up. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And I started smoking. But no, tour was cracking though. It's just like you got to know who you on tour with and what you trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you ain't going to get outside much if you ain't got nobody to roll with you because you ain't trying to be out in some random city getting into shit by yourself. And next thing you know, you late for the show and all types of shit. But tour was cool though.
I feel you. And another thing, since you brought up that crazy story, man, do you have any other like stories like that? Like when you went to the club in Atlanta?
Oh, Atlanta, yeah. I mean, shit. Tour stories.
Well, not even just tours, just shows.
Man, I remember Detroit. We was in Detroit for the Control tour, and they told me I couldn't perform no more. Like I had been DJing all the shows in before that one, and they told me I couldn't no more because the management was kind of tweaking or some shit. It was some extra shit, but they told me I couldn't DJ no more, and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Like the next show was Chicago, right after Detroit, so I'm like, they telling me I can't perform no more the day before my hometown performance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. So Nos, which is Smino's DJ, instead of me DJing in between the sets like I always do, he was DJing, and then I told him to play First Day Out because it's Detroit in 2017. That shit just came out, and we went out there, and I was on stage kind of hosting. It was just like all the lights was on, all the lights in the room was off, but everybody turned their flashlights on, and it was just lit up. It was crazy. I have to show you. But man, like we made it look good. Like for me not be able to DJ, I was salty as hell, but I'm like, shit, I still got to go out there and turn up real quick.
Right, experience that.
Yeah, that shit was good.
Yeah, that's once in a lifetime, man, for real. Well, you're gonna get there again, man. But this is a question I've been meaning to ask, like, because we only had two DJs on here, so you're our third. Are there like any rules to like DJing, like is there any etiquette rules? Like is there any rules at all?
I mean, from DJ to DJ type shit?
Yeah, type shit.
I mean, yeah, of course. You don't want to burn the next DJ out by playing all the hot shit. Like, if you got the opening set, if I'm DJing 10 to 12, he come on at 12 o'clock, I'm already playing Finito at like 10:30. Like, that's bogus as hell, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that type of shit. But like one thing, you know, like I was just talking to my homie Simba on his show, Talk Some Shit show, about DJ like pet peeves and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we was talking about like how motherfuckers you make a mistake randomly or some shit, because nobody's perfect. You make a mistake and a motherfucker be like, damn, kill the DJ. What? Kill the DJ? And blow somebody down the club talking like that. They tweaking.
Talking crazy. But you got any other pet peeve?
No, I just kind of like events more so where I can do my thing and play whatever the fuck I want to. Because I like mixing genres and playing shit that people wouldn't want to play regularly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I might play like the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams, you know, that dum 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 dum. I'll play that and mix that with some Migos or some shit. Like, not everybody trying to get down like that. So I don't really like catering no more when it comes to like going to parties and DJing. I want to be able to express my art, how I express my art DJing. And most people like it type shit. So that's the type of events I go for. So I guess that's not a pet peeve, but just like a specific that I want. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Are there any like what are like certified anthems to you like that'll get the crowd shaking?
Shit, that's easy. It's a lot of them. It's like genre for genre. It's a lot of them. Like you getting the twerk shit, you know, back that ass up. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's a lot of anthems. But I ain't gonna say I try to stray from the anthems, but I try to present the new anthems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like present my taste and like what I'm listening to that's new that you can get comfortable with based on what you already like. You know what I'm saying? So I try to present that shit to them along with the, you know what I'm saying, with the anthems and shit like that. But you know, I ain't gonna say I hate saying Finito, but you know, everybody know Finito.
Exactly.
We got Booty by Black Youngster, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a Future fan, you know what I'm saying? So I got all the Future locked in. I'm playing Future and Gucci all through my shit, no matter what.
I feel you. I'll be the same way if I was you, for real. And how do you gauge like the crowd? Like, you just see like motherfuckers teed, or how do you actually gauge the crowd to know like what to play?
Yeah, you just gotta find a motherfucker in the room that's not scared to like start some shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find somebody who's gonna be that volcano and erupt and allow the rest of the room to, you know what I'm saying, feel free to express how they feel the music or whatever. Yeah, you gotta find that dude or female or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's like that. This is one dude named, what's my man's name, bro? You know, you had Joseph Gabe, he was always on his shit. Shout out my homie Joseph, you know what I'm saying? He always come to the party looking like, I don't know, on some Thriller shit and like just dancing, moonwalking, and he had this kind of southern jig that he'd be doing. It'd be funny as hell, but he was raw as fuck with it. But what's my other homie's name? Fuck, that's crazy. I can't remember my homie name, man. Fuck. But he used to be in that bitch with like, not even used to be. Like I just DJ'd a party like 2 months ago, not even 2 months, a month and a half. He was in that bitch. He had these like light bars on his back. It was like one per shoulder blade type shit. And it was like one was red, one was blue. He and that bitch spinning around and like he was the one starting the shit. Everybody like getting around him and geeking him up and they jumping in the party, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you just gotta find somebody who's not afraid to have fun and shit.
I feel you. They'll start the whole thing.
You definitely gotta read the room. If there's a bunch of niggas in there, don't play no twerk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
I definitely should. Like that. So how did you actually become Kill Carter's DJ? Because I seen you DJing for Carter. Because that's actually how I figured out who you were from actually Kill Carter. So
that's my brother, man. My camp militia brother. I got my keychain right here. So
yeah, shout out whole camp.
Camp militia, man. KM in the building. But no, I met Cart at shout out Ray Veronica. She threw a showcase back in like late 2018. and called Let My People Glow, and they had a lot of people on there. I think my homie Heavy Crowns was in there. He just did a sold out show the other day. Shout out to him. Yesterday. Lil Blessing was on the lineup. That was where I first met him at.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff Cozy. Cart was in there. He had all his people with him. Belay was in there, but like supporting Cart type shit. But man, it was crazy when I first heard them perform and CB was DJing they set.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hearing their music. I'm like, what the fuck? And he just like chanting like his bars and shit. I think he was like, what's in my jeans? It was crazy. Like he was tweaking, bro. Like I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like I'm baffled. I'm like, what the fuck? We chopped it up after the show. I had the same reaction for Blessing, and he had that Lil Moody song
Mm-hmm.
to that Moments in Love, and that's my number one favorite song of all time, period. So I heard that, and I'm like, he's skating on this bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I tapped in with both of them, but when it came to me and Cart, like, we really locked in. He kind of showed me a lot of shit when it comes to production. We would lock in my garage, hot as fuck in the summertime, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all 2019, I was with Cart and Jufy, J4, Go Yard, Zay, Josh, like all of them. I was locked in with the whole camp, and we was just in my garage sweating it out. I'm learning production. We getting high. We smoking exotic. Z's was pulling up, Bandland Z's. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. Like we was just all linking up, and you know, we kind of just had chemistry when it came to like our communication and music taste and our goals that we had set that we wanted to do in life. Like it just all made sense. And Belay is my number one favorite rapper of all time. Most people be looking at you crazy when I say that, but I've been following his career since 2015 when I first heard him.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I found out that he was Belay's brother, I was like, dang, like that's why it makes sense sonically. Like, so we all tapped in, and now I'm both of their DJs type shit. So it was crazy as hell.
That's what's up. And before we get into deeper into the camp, I just want to say that like when I first heard Carter, I did not know that. I didn't know that he was Valet's brother either.
Yeah.
I listened to his song, and I must have told them, I'm all like, this nigga like has like similar like like the way his style is similar to Valet's. And I told him that shit, and then we ended up chopping it up with him, and we figured out that was his brother. I'm like, damn, that shit wild. But yeah, you brought up the camp, so like, how does it like feel to actually have like, you know, a team of people that like, you know, is on the same shit you are?
Yeah, I mean, shit, I had, before I was in Camp Militia, I was with All Costs. You know, me, Nayar, Vo, Ace 2 times, Solo the Dweeb. You know what I'm saying? We all still fam and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, like, that was kind of like my, damn, bogus as hell. Damn,
We got you.
my neck is doubled up. Doubled up. On deck. But, yeah, you know, that was kind of like my first trial into kind of being like on some management shit, like with Nayar, and, you know, me and him was kind of playing the role of like kind of leading a bunch of artists under one umbrella type shit, you know what I'm saying? And so once we moved on from that, you know, Camp Militia, I took everything I learned from that and just management all together. And, you know, we just all came together and organized like, okay, we have all these producers, like 15, and like everybody started kind of falling in line and just like coming together, and it just made sense for us to, you know, just call ourselves Camp Militia, like just as a camp, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I feel like everybody in camp has a different role that they play, and that allows the next man to be the best that they can be in their, you know, in their craft. And so, you know, Cart, I don't know if I'm fucking with this. Cart, you know what I'm saying? He's the breakout artists, you know what I'm saying? And everybody understands that. And then, you know, we got Vela coming up next. We got Bandland Z's. You know, Bandland Z's that's my brother, you know what I'm saying? So he's more of like family and affiliate to Camp. He is Camp, but you know what I'm saying? He's Bandland before anything. So, but you know what I'm saying? We got all our people under our umbrella that we all pushing, you know, in order. So once Valet just dropped Kill Valet with his brother producing the whole tape, you know what I'm saying? Now we got Kill EP coming up soon. Then we got Vela coming up right after that. Then we got 15 with his next tape. So, you know, we got it in order. It feel good though. Definitely feel good.
That's what's up, man. Cause y'all for real making moves, man. Like seeing y'all content and just seeing y'all do things as a team. That for real is inspiring to other people and to us too, man. For real, for real.
Man,
And y'all putting out good work.
thank you, bro. We appreciate that, man. For sure.
Good work. And so let's transition into your Finesse Fest hats, man. Like, let's talk
Finesse
about
Responsible.
that. Yes, Finesse Responsible.
Let's talk about that, man.
Man, crazy because like I was on some broke shit, man. I was on my last dollar, and the money I had left was supposed to go to something, and it got blew somehow. So the only few dollars I had left, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go put some stitching on the hat, and it was this colorway actually. It was this exact hat, and I'm like, all right, if I put this on the ground and everybody go crazy, I got an event coming up. I'm gonna spend that whole check on hats, and I'm embroidering. I put this shit on the ground. Like I must have got like 70 something. Dang, I need one. When you coming out with them? I'm like, shit. So what I did was, the hats I got was the black ones. I didn't get the yellow ones. So I fucked their ass up. I'm like, you're gonna have to do the blacks. You know what I'm saying? Like the yellow's an exclusive. It ain't coming out yet. They damn. So sold out of the blacks. I must have sold like 100 of them bitches. And then I started coming out with different colorways, and I'm like, all right, I need to come out with a collection and do this the right way. So started branding everything, got the website done, you know, Finesse Responsible. I really want to treat my brand Finesse Responsibly like a pop-up brand. Like you can only get it at shows or my pop-up events or pop-up online sales. Like my website might be up only for a limited time type shit.
That I think that would be perfect for you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And then that way, every time I'm gonna sell out, speaking into existence, you know what I'm saying? Every time I'm gonna sell out, and then everybody gets an exclusive Finesse Responsibly thing, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with NFTs. You know, I just got my own NFT done, and I ain't sold nothing yet, but you know, I feel like we're going into that the future with that shit. So you know, NFTs, merch, DJing. You know, my rates out here are so low compared to like what it could be out in LA. So I'm really just finna risk it all, go out there, and with my experience and my credentials, I'm probably finna, not even probably, I'm being modest as fuck right now. I'm finna fuck they ass. I'm finna go crazy. You feel me?
I'm already know.
I'm being modest. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come off like an asshole, but I am an asshole. But it's all good.
Nah, I definitely can't wait to see you expand on the brand for real. Cause that's wild.
Thank you,
sold
bro.
that many hats, you feel me? Like
Man,
that's wild. You know,
That's a testament to your fan base. Your
exactly.
supporters.
And he meant to do it. You feel me?
Right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, for real.
Finesse, I wanted to ask you, like, being a DJ, like, how much were you impacted by like the pandemic and like not
Completely.
being able to you know do what you
Put me
love?
in the negative. Wild as hell.
And was like the hats like your like last shot or like giving it all you got type deal? Or,
Yeah, cause I ain't gonna lie, I got into cars like for real once I got my car, and I wanted to go into opening a garage, and I still am, but I'm gonna open a garage one day in the future. But I wanted to get into like really straight mechanic mode, like you know what I'm saying, and like really learn cars head to toe and shit. So I was studying that shit. And I was looking up schools I could go to learn that shit for real. So I could really like turn my car up and then start me a business off that shit. On top of DJing, you know what I'm saying? Because I still got all types of wild, exotic ass plans for the Finesse responsibly and just me, Finesse Fest, Finesse Festival. You know what I'm saying? All types of wild shit. But, you know, that was gonna be a new branch into another business that I was going to expand on at that point during the quarantine. And so the hats came in last minute on some like, all right, cool, let's get it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, DJing, producing, like everything I'm doing still was always in the plan. But, you know, the hats came in last minute and just added on to everything. So, but the quarantine, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That shit was wild as hell. You know what I'm saying? I went from DJing like 4 nights a week to zip. You know what I'm saying?
Wild,
Like,
man.
you know, shit was crazy. But you know,
What were you doing like during that time to like stay in touch and like maintain your skills and you know that?
studying. I was studying a lot of different things. And I ain't gonna say like I was reading books and shit, like I was reading books, but you know, I was like performance videos and production tutorials and because I really got into producing like that downtime when I was in the garage and at the studio and at Valet Crib and Cart Crib and you know off Aberdeen, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like we was just getting busy locking in on the branding and like really what we wanted to look like as Camp Militia and like how we wanted to present ourselves on top of just branding ourselves separately and what we wanted to do. And so producing, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really practicing my DJing, so I kind of was a little rusty when I got back into it, but you know, gotta be. That's gonna make you work harder. You know what I'm saying? Rusty's a good thing. Polish it.
Oh God.
Fix that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God. But we'll ask you the last question, bro. So goals moving forward, man. What you really want to accomplish? I know you talked about pretty much everything in LA, but what do you want to accomplish moving forward?
Man, I got so much I want to do, bro. Fin's Funhouse is coming. Finesse Festival is coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm shooting for big shit. Like, it's a lot of big shit I got planned. I want to open a bar. I want to open a club, music venue. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is branded strategically with everything I do. So it's gonna all be branches of everything. Like it's gonna be a big tree, and Finesse Fest is the core of it. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of shit coming up. But Finesse Responsibly is definitely what's going on. That's the funniest shit to say. That's what's going on. Oh, bro, it is what's going on though. Finesse Responsibly.
100%. Finesse Fest. Appreciate you, my
I'm
boy.
high as hell, man.